vehicle simulator group in Facebook, and it looks like Ilan from Virtual Sailor Vehicle Simulator and Virtual Sailor NG has passed away in a light aircraft accident, um, which I was really sad to hear. I looked back in my email history, and I think I bought this back in 2002. That's when the first invoice went out. I probably bought it about 5 times. So I thought I'd go back to Virtual Sailor NG and give it another shot and try and get the most out of it. Because if you look in this group, you'll see that people are doing amazing things. There he is, Ilan Pepini. I always thought he was Greek. It seems like he lives in Israel or lived in Israel. Not too sure. So if anybody knows, please update me in the comments. That does say Elas there in Greek. Anyway, sad news. But yeah, in another way, this group really kind of let me know about this whole community who creates add-ons for it. I didn't realize there were so many good creators in there. Some of them taking models and adding animations and working on the physics. So with that in mind, I went back here, had a look at some of these Virtual Sailor links, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So I'm just going to play a little bit of Virtual Sailor, so we can all remember what it was like. I've remembered the joy of it with multiple vehicles and all sorts of things. So here I am. This is Ålesund, a beautiful place in Norway. I've downloaded the Norway scenery from one of these add-on creators. Sorry that I don't give you the credits in here, but I think it was Rob's add-ons. He's done loads of cruise ships and loads of scenery, and there's like all the cruise ships. I'm going to test drive every single cruise ship, I swear to you. So anyway, we're in here. This is the kind of vessel that you might get around here. It's the Stavanger ferry, but Ålesund's not too far. And what I wanted to do is just to position this tug in place. So I found a nice view here where I can basically it's kind of a tracking view with, I think, F5. You can basically steer from quite far away. Let's try and back this in here. Just slow it down. And then I've remembered, if you press your V, you get your vehicles, and I can just say tow selected, bang. And you saw in there, tow rope goes in there straight away. So let's see what we can do with this little tug and this big ferry, this big cruise ferry. We'll try and take up the load slowly. I'm not going to go for simulation here, really, but just to show you what this great simulation that this has ended up being. So I just realized it's telling me there, that's the vessel I'm in, SD Tug Dalen, got a cable between us. We'll just gradually increase the pull. There we go, starting to move. You can go inside, get rid of that panel. You can see that with the add-on sceneries, this simulator starts to look pretty good. There we go, our tug is tugging away. I don't know if you can control where this cable goes. It goes just to sort of the middle of the vessel just now. Pretty nice. What did I do there? Press tab. So that tab does make you go between the vessels. You can go up in the bridge there, see how it looks. Back here. Speed 0.4 knots, give it a bit more power. That's the external view. Kind of a fixed orbit view. Really useful. Remember, you can see underwater, you can see it working. Nice model here. 2 quart nozzles, as far as I remember from my studies. Wide view, narrow view. 4 does free camera, and then 5 does this one that will the camera stays still and it tracks. So let's bring up this panel so we can see what we're doing. 6 knots. Let's just give her full power. Straighten her up. I'll give her the best vector. Bit of black smoke, that's good. Now, I'm wondering if this one is docked. It is. Look at that. Stupid. Boink. Let's try this again. Oh, anchor does that when the cable's on. Okie dokie. Maybe this is not going to work. Doesn't look like that ship's moving. Let's power down again. Release that cable. Let's get this one out of the way. Try that nice tracked view again. .3D ShipNet, that's the website I got it from. You can see it on the funnel. So somebody's done a nice 3D work, and they've obviously added the simulation elements that are needed. Just try and stop her here. Looks you can abuse a bit, I reckon. And get her stopped. Why not? Right, swap into the big ship. It doesn't seem to be an inside view. Just this kind of, and let's see if we can just get her going. See if maybe it's a model which doesn't work. Oh, I know. Engines, you got to start. But I guess you can change that. It's like an engine from a car. Beautiful underwater there. Yeah, so she moves. Let's just go for a cruise in this one then. Go. What's she got? She's got 2 conventional props and shafts. Proper ship. Kind of square, isn't she? Wonder if that's a real breadth. Looked a bit blocky for a ferry. I've got the displacement waves on, so I can't remember what keyboard that is. Water settings, wind driven, displacement waves, show waves, dynamic tide. So that's basically, as we increase the speed here, we get waves which are driven by that wind speed. We've got this nice effect here, and you'll actually see a displacement wave start to form, which is the coolest thing about the simulator. Hopefully my sounds are good enough for you. I don't know why, but I've maxed out this microphone. It's just not picking up as loud as it does on my other PC. So, to start our turn here. Let's do some crazy ferry driving. We're going to F5 mode. Ah, it's actually got some seagulls attached to it as part of its animation. That's nice. Could be that wide because it's a 2-lane ferry. So sometimes you get additional panels in here. Doesn't seem to be anything special there. If you press that F5, it will catch up and allow you to can actually get in front of this as well, I think. Coming around this headland there, see the shallows. Full whack. Yeah, ferry captains tend to be in a hurry. Got to keep to the schedule. You'll agree, lovely simulator. Yeah, so if you toggles, press 5, it'll latch onto it. So I'm not too sure how much of Norway's modelled here. Let's go back in this bridge view. We'll just get it turned here and get the bow in as a reference. That feels good. So some things feel very realistic in Virtual Sim NG. Just like the interaction with the water, but acceleration and momentum and these kind of effects feel better in Nautis Home. That's my initial reaction. It could be just the configuration, because I think there's a lot of tuning you can do on the vessels themselves. Sounds are pretty good. It's just a kind of humming in the background. I've turned down the desktop audio quite a lot. Oops. Sorry about that. I just changed windows there. Changed to the other desktop window. There we go. So let's check her speed. She's at full throttle, 21 knots. Probably maximum speed for a vessel like this. Kind of expecting that displacement wave to run a little bit further back, but maybe not. Is what it is. Expect like a longer wavelength there, but it looks pretty good. So let's make the wind pick up a little bit. That's what we all want to see, right? Just get her onto her new course. You can see she turns very quickly. I think a big ship like that depends. When you look at Nautis Home, you'll see how long it takes the rudders to turn. Same here. And you can see there's no lag between turning the wheel and the rudder actuating. So that, you know, if that's of setting, that would make this feel a little bit more realistic. But here we are. Got bow thrusters. See this like a mini sea trial. It's 21 knots out of here, absolutely flat out. There are no stabilizers as far as I know. And what I want to do is to change the weather. Make it 29 knots. And from on the nose, almost on the nose. Make it a bit rainy. Wind would normally take half a knot to a knot off, depending how blocky the vessel is, maybe more, maybe even 2. Even though there's wind modeled in here, it's not really affecting it, but anyway. That's what we're here for, is that realistic waves. Lovely. Slow her down. What's going on with the props? I love those seagulls there. That's what it's really like on a ferry. Props have pretty much stopped. So they go to light backwards. Can't really stop them. Can I? Quite go to full stop. Okay. I just wanted to test. Ooh. Bow thruster, we've got some noises for that, some sound effects. So bow thrusters don't really work at such high speeds. That's okay. Do I see something? Kind of got to work under about 5 knots as far as I remember. Something like that. Like the bow's got a bit of a Disney Disney feel to it with that crest on the bow. It looks like an Asian dragon as well. I guess it's a Viking symbol. So that is just a little scenario set up there. I want it to come out with a tug. And let's go back and just do one more scenario again. So we've got these nice scenarios. These are all Norwegian ones. Ida Nova. I've got this one. Now these cruise ships are heavy models. So I don't know if they've been highly optimized. They've come off some, I don't know if it's a 3D store where somebody's bought the assets or if it's something else. But they're, oh, so it's crashed. Okay. See if we can start that up again. It might be a memory leak. It could be inconsistent mods. I'm not saying I've done the mods in the right way. Nope. All right, let's not do that one. Try another one. Banger. So Aida Nova is a big ship, but I have tried it. It was working before. It takes a while to load. There we go. So it's funny, my on-screen monitor is saying 60 frames per second, but as you can see, it's not running at 60 frames per second. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. We'll get in the ship. So you can see these add-ons that have had a bit more love. They've got a bit more of a bridge, and a lot of these are panels which work. So this is like a radar which you can zoom around on, and there's a map over there. Remember to walk around. Oh, I can't remember how to walk around. I was able to tab around before. I don't know what I've done here, but you can there is ways to walk around. Let's go to an external view. So Ida Nova is one of Meyer's, because I work for Meyer. It's one of their platform ships. So let me just do this lighting. I think I've got some lights on here. Some on the textures. You can see there's some textures. Force lights. Okay, there's some lights interior. Some disco lights on the side. Master. Floodlights. Okay, I'm not too sure how to turn those lights off on the side. Let's just go for it. So spawns in, it's docked. It's leaning slightly to the side. It's a bit worrying. Let's bring up that panel here. Let's bring up the docking panel. I don't know if I'm doing this the right way, but you've got ropes which you can tighten and loosen. Engine needs to go on. So there is thruster there. See if that thruster works. Yeah, looks like it. And then it helps to be in the right orientation. Just gonna use one antipod. They kick in very quick. I took it for a little spin before. There we go. Coming off the dock nicely. Now I'm just going to try and use normal rudder on her. See if we can get her out here, harbor. So this is was it Haugesund, Norway? Snowy Norway. Got some nice vessels. It's just high poly, I think, on the land. That's why we've got this problem here. Yeah, so I was saying Ida Nova is one of the platform ships, and they're really interesting because what Meyer tried to do is is to take a large chunk of the central power and standardize that for Carnival, so that they could um, have a little bit more options when they build these vessels. I'm not too sure how I'm able to steer with the rudder, as you'll see. She does have pods. Carnival likes to have pods, as you can see there, just about through the murky water. What we'll do is I'll try that nice view, but it's chugging. It's a 3080 Ti, but it's a little bit chugging, so I'm not too sure if anybody's got any tips how to how to improve this as well. There we are in the bridge. It's quite hard to see when you're at the back like this. I think there are some other bridge positions. Go back to that flyby view. And then there were animations. I did read that you can. So these are the gangways, so you can bring them in. You'll see once the vessel gets out, the frame rate does pick up. Let's just speed her out of here. So these new vessels are all LNG powered. Straighten her up. You can see there the nice swimming pool, top deck. She's doing 15 knots now. Most of these cruise ships will do about 22, maybe 23. Fast ships. The days of very fast ships are gone and forever potentially. So there you go. Ida Nova with spotlights on, coming out of a Norwegian port. Quite nice, eh? Let's try and get a view like this. Anybody knows how to get the labels off as well for a nice flyby? Be cool. Well, I don't trust that I've done this properly. Nice, eh? Not too sure why it's saying 60. When it could be a simulation rate thing. There we go. I can see. It's just as well I put a bit of left rudder in, port rudder. "20 knots. Not allowed in the harbour, of course. So I'll call it a day there. Rest in peace, Ilan, of virtual, well, hang sim it was, then vehicle sim, then virtual sailor, and this is virtual sailor NG. Really good sandbox if you want to muck about with ships. It's €38 or about £35 on Steam. You can get loads of add-ons like this. Some of them are a bit unoptimized, as you can see, but it's a really good sandbox if you want to play about with multiple vessels. I don't even know if multiplayer is supported, but you can certainly put multiple vessels in and have them interact with each other, dock, tow each other. And I've not really scratched the surface on what you can do with the map. So I think there is here, as you can see, like a very rough mapping of Norway, and I think there's detailed harbors. You can see there's some navigation features on this add-on here as well. So plenty of things to occupy yourself with. That's all from me, and sorry about the sober tone of this, but I thought I'd do a little tribute because it's something close to my heart with this simulator. Cheers for now. Bye bye.